So I'm going to be straight to the point with you guys. I have built my shoulders. I've got a decent pair of shoulders on myself, and I've helped my clients, hundreds of people on the gym floor and online, to build their shoulders with the simple 3-step guide that I'm going to give you in this video. Now, people out there will overcomplicate training your shoulders and how to actually build your delts to get that 3D look. The first thing is doing a shoulder press. Now, in order to hit the 3 heads of the shoulder, which is the front, the middle, and the posterior or the rear delts, we essentially are going to cover that off with a shoulder press which hits the front and the middle portion of the delts. The second thing you're going to do is look at a lateral raise. I would probably do lateral raises twice a week. Now, with lateral raises, you want to focus on the cue of pushing your hands to the walls and with a slight forward lean, which is going to shift the emphasis towards that middle portion of the shoulder, which gives us width. So if you want to get wider shoulders and you really want to build them out to fit your clothes better, the key exercise to focus on is lateral raises. You could do a cable variation, you can do a dumbbell lateral raise variation as well, but the main thing is that you are doing these exercises consistently and then pushing yourself close to failure, by which I mean leaving no more than 1 or 2 reps in the tank. I would recommend taking these sets on lateral raises really close to failure, if not to failure. And that way you are going to really make sure you're pushing yourself on every single set, getting the most out of it. And then from there, it's simply a case of applying progressive overload. So progressive overload means increasing the demands on your body over time. So let's think of it like this. If you are doing lateral raises with dumbbells, at the start of the year, if you're doing 8 kilos for 3 sets of 8, now if you're still doing 3 sets of 8 reps on the same weight with lateral raises over time, why would your shoulders grow? Your shoulders are not going to grow unless you're increasing the stimulus over time. Now, because the lateral raise is quite a challenging exercise to progress on, like I'm sure we've all been humbled there, where you try and increase the weight and you get to about here, it's not happening. So the ways that you can go about progressing would be a case of adding reps per set, maybe increasing the range of motion. So when you go up in weight, you may not get all the way up initially, and then you're trying to increase that range of motion. Then it's a case of adding reps per set, maybe 3 sets of 6 to 10, build up the reps to the top end of that rep range. Then you're going to make the jump up in weight. Now, I like going heavy on lateral raises. You can pick any rep range that you want, but I think people leave a bit in the tank when they are just doing high volume and not really actually pushing themselves. So if you're someone that's been doing 4 sets of 20 reps or 4 sets of 15 reps on your lateral raises going light, but those sets are not actually going close to failure, that's where you may be leaving a bit of gains on the table. So lateral raise twice a week, probably 2 or 3 sets. Make sure those sets are taken close to failure. Make sure you're applying progressive overload to both your shoulder press and your lateral raise. If you do that, your shoulders are going to grow. It's as simple as that. The third thing you got to think about in all of this is, if you want your delts, you want your shoulders to appear more 3D, more rounded, get that capped look. This just comes down to lowering your body fat percentage. So you may be doing everything right, but if you have not lost the layer of body fat surrounding your delts, they are not going to appear more 3D or, you know, more defined. So the way that you're actually going to get that definition on your shoulders is just losing more body fat. So if you're a male and you're in the low 20s, like 20 to 25% body fat, and if you came down to like 15% body fat, or even high teens, you're gonna see more definition on your shoulders. And in my experience, it's only really when I'm getting down towards that 15% body fat, lower teens, where your delts really start to pop, and you can see the separation between your shoulder and your arms, your biceps or your triceps. That is only really gonna happen at lower levels of body fat. So if you are progressing the weights over time, on your shoulder press, on your lateral raise, and then the rear delts are going to be taken care of from heavy pull down. So if you're already doing a heavy pull down, heavy rows, you are probably already training your rear delts sufficiently. Now, if you want to throw in a face pull or some form of rear delt pec deck, rear delt fly, that's absolutely fine. It's not going to do any harm. But do not get lost in the weeds searching for the next lateral raise variation that you're missing, the next new exercise that you're not doing in your plan, because regardless of the lateral raise variation that you pick, regardless of the exercises you're choosing, if you are upping the weights over time, pushing yourself with good form, your shoulders should be growing. So if they're not at the moment, it means that you're not applying progressive overload, so you're not increasing the reps or the weight over time. Either you're not pushing yourself close to failure and leaving too much in the tank, and you could even be under consuming protein, and that could be the key mistake that you're making. But providing that your diet and your sleep and things like outside the gym are taken care of, apply these 3 simple tips: shoulder press, lateral raise, getting leaner to get more 3D delts, and I guarantee you will see loads of progress, or far more than you are now. I really hope you found this simple guide useful for how I built my shoulders and got them to appear more 3D. If you need any more help with this, leave a comment below and I'll be happy to answer. If you are new to the channel, hit that like and subscribe button. Hit the notification bell for future videos for more simple fat loss and muscle building tips, and I'll see you on the next video.